Hey, what's going on, you guys? Kevin here in the Humble Garage, and I want to talk today about why the GTI, specifically the Mark 7, is the best utility vehicle. So, first of all, you see I have 8 bags of mulch back there. Not a problem. Also, I am a mobile detailer, so I have a ton of supplies, and this is the perfect vehicle for that. Not only do I pull up in a nice bright red car that shows off my work, but also it's very practical. Half the time, well, all the time, I can fit all of my gear in there without even having to fold the seats down, which gives me room for expansion if I want to add a larger pressure washer, or a bigger steam cleaning system, or more chemicals. It's just a very practical vehicle. There's also a 12-volt adapter in here so I can plug in some of my equipment, which is really nice if the job site that I'm going to doesn't have a power hookup for me. Also, if you're unloading in an area where there's a lot of through traffic, you just flip this down. The car comes with a couple of reflective triangles that you hang in here to kind of tell traffic, hey, I'm stopped here, please don't hit me. Also, because the suspension is so stiff in the Mark 7 GTI, due to, a high performance, high handling vehicle, it actually allows you to load quite a bit of weight in the back there. Now, obviously, you want to check your owner's manual to get the proper suspension load for the rear, and also you want to check on the side of your tires. All tires have a maximum weight limit on there, but as long as you're within the realm of those two, pushing it a little bit here with the mulch, then you're totally fine. Also, this is a nice hint of how my car is going to look when it's lowered a little bit. Still a little too much fender gap for me. I can still easily get 2 fingers in there, and I kind of want it to be a tight gap, if you know what I mean. I'm going to show you guys some other really cool things you can do with your Mark 7 GTI hatchback, but first of all, we got to do something about all this red mulch. Let's get it. That's better. Wow, the lighting changed too. Weird. So about the utility of your Volkswagen, what you can do in the trunk or hatch region, or the boot as they call it over there in Germany. Well, first of all, since this is a certified pre-owned vehicle, it did come with a ton of great little options and features from Volkswagen, including the Volkswagen Cargo Protection System, which is a tray. It is removable down here. It is also a very sticky Velcro-like material that comes with these blocks that you can put in there that basically sandwich in or give a little slot for your cargo to not be slipping around. Also comes with a cargo net where you can put your groceries so they're not flopping around. But if you didn't have this built into the vehicle, there is 2 tabs there, which is to basically clamp on or hang your grocery bags in there so they're not flopping around, which is really cool. You have your 12-volt back here, so in case you're doing some tailgating or just chilling out at the car show, you can plug in a little mini fridge or any 12-volt accessory and you're good to go. You also have some additional hangers down here and 2 very heavy-duty tie-downs down there for that heavy cargo. You're just hanging out at the car show or you're doing a little tailgating before the game, you can just sit right here on the hatch, extremely comfortable. Every time I fill up gas or whatever, the gas fill cap is right over there, so I literally just pop the hatch, check my phone, hang out, sip my water, whatnot. Just really comfortable to be able to sit down and enjoy the outdoors while you're pumping gas. So this little tray right here comes down when you close the hatch, and basically that is a security layer, so if you don't have tinted windows and people try and look in to see what you have in your trunk, they cannot. But also, if you need a little extra room to sit in here or whatnot, you can actually just pull these bad boys off. It sits down flush like that. And this actually provides a nice little tray here. So sometimes when I'm detailing, I'll put some of my smaller chemicals up here. Just kind of a nice little shelf. Now if you want to remove it, just lift up, give it a little whack, pops right out. And now, instead of just being able to sit in there like this, because it would be right behind you and it might bump you and whatnot, you can actually kick your feet up a little bit like this, and this is extremely comfortable. Still not enough for you? Oh, I see you're a man or woman of comfort. I like that. So, to get the seats down, there's a little tab on each side. Also, if you have some skis or 2x4s or something really skinny you want to put in there, this little flap right here is basically a pass-through that opens up just the center section, which I find very convenient. Now, I do have a small stuffed animal in there for humor and to give a little flair to the car shows, but if you fold this down here, you see you now have a nice little place where you can hop up in here, chill out and enjoy yourself. Maybe hang out with your significant other, look at the stars, sort of. I don't have the sunroof in this bad boy. You also have 2 overhead lights, so in case you want to read a book or something, you're in perfect position for that. It's just very practical. Again, you got your 12-volt right here, Plenty of space back here. So without my buddy Bucky in the way, you can actually fold the seats all the way down. They're almost completely flat. There's a slight arc in them, but nothing too crazy, and you can actually lay in there. Now, if you want to camp in this and actually sleep in there, by pushing the front seats all the way forward and inclining them forward, you can actually lay completely down flat in this vehicle, put an air mattress in there, a couple sleeping bags, or maybe just a bedroll, something to give you a little cushion, because the back of those seats there is not necessarily the most comfortable thing in the world, but you can easily fit 2 full-grown adults in here, maybe even a dog, cuddle up in there, have a good time. So being a certified pre-owned, in addition to the awesome cargo system, which I really do like, it adds a nice layer of protection. Like when I was moving that red mulch, which I know stains, I had this down so that way when I go to resale this vehicle, which probably won't be for a long time, it's good to go. Now, this comes with a first aid kit as well as a bigger container like this that is a roadside assistance kit that comes with some gloves, some reflective triangles to direct traffic, as well as some jumper cables and stuff you might need if you get stranded out there. These are also Velcro, so if you want to slap them up on the side of your wheel wells there, you're good to go. Who needs a Jeep, honestly? The seats folded down like this. If you're into the outdoors like I am, this is kind of my adventure vehicle. It's my daily driver. It's also the face of my detailing business. I pull up with the bright red paint with my door magnets on there. It's a great vehicle, tons of room for my business, but also I like to go outdoors and do a lot of mountain biking, kayaking, camping, etc. This vehicle is perfect for that. With the seats down, I can stack in 3 mountain bikes. God knows why I would want to do that. There's also a ton of roof rack options available for this vehicle, from everything for kayaks, snowboards, mountain bikes, you name it. Now there are 2 little containers on each side which you can throw things in. I usually just put my first aid kit in there, but since it is Velcroed, it's up out of the way right now. If you're back here tailgating, relaxing, you can have a couple beverages in there, or even put your cell phone and your vape in there, your keys, basically your valuables, so you never wonder where they are, so they're not moving around when you're camping and sleeping in here or anything like that. These also pull up and remove if you want, you know, more access in there, but I kind of like them in there like that, because if you have a drink in there and you forget it and start driving around, it's not going to be spilling around your hatch, which is nice. Alright, so up top here, if your hands are dirty or greasy, or doing something outdoorsy and whatnot, there's actually, instead of having to put your fingers on your paint and whatnot, there's these little finger slots in here where you can pull the hatch down and close it that way. And there are also aftermarket third-party, not from Volkswagen, but from other companies, accessories that you can bolt to the back of here, such as pouches, baggies, storage solutions, and basically things for camping and outdoorsy stuff. What a beautiful sight. Got my buddy Bucky here, my co-pilot. Got 2 door magnets for my detailing business, my cargo net for groceries, and then that first aid kit in case I stub my toe or something. So the stock struts that come installed in here do require you to lift up from about here. There's a balance point or something where it's literally going to close from here, and then it's going to lift up from about here. However, there are aftermarket shocks that you can get online. I think Amazon even sells them. I know if you just Google it. And the purpose of those is they're so stiff, it's a little bit harder to push down, but you can press your trunk release button, which there is a trunk release button on the remote, and the hatch will just pop up for you, in essence making it it's not really hands-free. I wish they had like a sensor that you could kick underneath the bumper like some SUVs, and it would lift up if you have your hands full of cargo, but still really cool. Alright guys, so I'm now completely in the back of the hatch area. I do have the back seats folded back, but the front seats are where myself and my passenger would like to have them. So tons of room. As you see, I'm not completely in there. My feet do stick out a few inches, but again, you put those seats all the way forward, you can lay down here very comfortably. Now, all the lights in the car, the overhead dome lights and whatnot, are LEDs from the factory, which is really cool because usually you get typical iridescent bulbs and you have to upgrade with a kind of difficult to install kit to get LEDs. So all the overhead lights in this vehicle and accessory lights are LED, which is great because if you're trying to read or something, it doesn't cast out a lot of light outside your vehicle, but it'll give you really good directional, projectional light for reading or whatever you be doing back here. So finally, why the GTI is the best utility vehicle. You know, you think of SUV, sport utility vehicle. This is a SUV technically. It's sporty as shit. In factory form, this vehicle can reach a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It is extremely good on the track. Brakes are good, handles phenomenally, very comfortable too. And best of all, you can easily fit 5 full-grown adults in here. Granted, if all your buddies are, you know, basketball players and stuff, it might get a little cramped, but generally if you've got like 2 tall adults and then you know, 3 smaller adults and some luggage back here, like my parents came to visit and we had, you know, the car fully loaded up 5 deep with luggage in the back, not a problem. It's a vehicle you can take on your outdoor adventures, move things around if you have a small business, and then take it to the track on the weekends, have a blast, hit those corners, and get sweet gas mileage, and overall pretty damn good reliability. The Mark 6 and Mark 7 have phenomenal reliability. Mark 5 and before, not so much. That was during Volkswagen's troubled years. Alright guys, that's gonna do it. Peace.